On the website, you have two stats. One, Africa is the most expensive continent to send money to, and then last year, $3.3 billion was lost in fees. So, can you just talk a little bit about that, and then how through this product that you're building, those problems are being solved?
Yeah, so there's a couple statistics that really intrigue me and I find super fascinating. So according to the World Bank in 2018, about $48 billion was sent to sub-Saharan Africa. But what's crazy is from that 48 billion, a few things that really stand out to me. 80% of those transactions still happen at physical stores. So even with the likes of TransferWise, WorldRemit, all these large global digital money transfer players, still 80% of them happen through physical stores. And because they're happening at physical stores, also the average cost is much higher. There's multiple things people have to account for. There's physical store, there's rent, there's having a human person there. And then, for us, for example, there's KYC, there's a collections partner, there's a payout partner, there's anti-money laundering scanning that we have to do. And so across that just to Africa, that's one of the reasons why it's super expensive. For us, because we have so much experience with mobile money and mobile payments here and from previous stuff we've built out historically in the region, we can do things for a lot less. We can help reduce that cost over time because of some of the things that we've done. Now, do you expect the TransferWise to build out local infrastructure in Africa? Maybe not today, maybe in 3 to 4 years, who knows? But that's the opportunity we see.
Yeah. And in terms of focusing on the receiver side of things, TransferWise has banking or debit card, and I
Multiple
think
currency ledgers too, yeah.
yeah. So is that part of it as well as like as they realize that they can focus more on the receiver side? Is that why it's a primary focus for you in terms of how you can reduce the fees? Is to say, the alternative is when I send money from the U.S. to South Africa via TransferWise, the local partner is exchangeforfree.com or something, and so there's no interaction that I have with them. They just put my money directly in my bank account, and so I'm done. As a receiver, I'm completely done. So is that but the whole idea behind all of this is that focus on the receivers and you can carve out opportunities for yourself.
I think it's a mix of a few things. So, for example, for me personally, I'm not convinced in having a receiver wallet today. I could see it happen and become more valuable in the future, just not today. 95% of payments in Africa still happen in cash, even in our mobile money heavy markets, right? You have billions that are moved in Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, yet everybody, as soon as they receive the money, first thing they do is go to an agent, cash it out in cash to use it for their next purchase. I know Kenya is a little bit different because you have like one telecom that dominates, and therefore that telecom can own merchants, and it's a very different case study. But like for the rest of Eastern Africa, even for Ghana or other mobile money markets like Senegal, that loop cycle is still going to be needed to be done in cash. Regarding the receiver side, what I'm really interested in the international money transfer space is I think international money transfer is 1% built today. And my perspective around that is if you pick 10 friends across the world, not even Africa, like 10 different countries across the world, let's say non-European countries, non-Revolut existing countries, let's say it that way. And I told you, Justin, send each one of them $5 today. And if they can send you back that money in the same day, I'll pay you $1 million. You can't do it. And the reason that you can't do it is because, okay, there might be one-way payments, it's not two-way payments. And there's so much more that could be built from that. And so I think even with international money transfer, I think there's many other things that could be built. And so we interview our users in the UK, and a lot of them tell us like, oh yeah, the main thing I'm trying to pay for is just health bills. If I could pay for them directly, or I try to pay for school fees. If I could pay for them directly, that would be really interesting. And a lot of people say like, oh yeah, quote unquote trust my family, but if I could pay for it directly, I'd be more keen on that. And we see these things of patterns like every month somebody sends money for school fees, or every month somebody sends money for a health bill. And so we see that pattern evolving even more. And it always gets me curious. Like, could you have somebody in the UK pay for their parents' DSTV bill in Nairobi? Could you have somebody pay for the electricity bill for their cousin in Eldoret in Kenya? And I don't know if that's the direct use case we're going to start with. We're initially just going to start with one-way transfer, but I think there's so much more that you could create utility on for international money transfer that's not been solved today. And I'm really excited to see what that looks like over the next 5 to 10 years with new tech players coming and trying to solve these pieces because there's so much that needs to be built just in that vertical.